There is a kind of wound, Scorpio, that does not leave scars on the skin. It does not show up in x-rays or echo in the words of friends, but you feel it every single day. It's a quiet ache that lives inside your chest, not because of strangers, but because of family. You were not betrayed by the world. You were betrayed by the people who once kissed your forehead, the ones who sat at your table, the ones who told you we love you while hiding secrets in the shadows. And maybe you never spoke about it. Maybe you thought this is just how family is. You stayed silent. You smiled through it. But inside, a sacred storm was building. And here you are now, still carrying that ache, still pretending it doesn't matter. But today, I want you to hear this with every part of your being. That pain was not a punishment. It was a signal, a spiritual initiation. And if you let it, it will open the door to the most powerful chapter of your life. Scorpio, you are not weak for feeling deeply. You are not wrong for walking away. You were not born to carry the wounds of others while bleeding alone. There is a reason this pain chose you, because you are the only sign ruled by both death and resurrection, the only soul brave enough to burn and rise again, brighter. And today we begin that sacred rising together. So breathe in with me, and as you let it out, say this in your heart: I am no longer a prisoner of the past. I am the light that transforms every shadow. This is your moment, your awakening, and your destiny starts now. Part 1. Why Scorpio hurts deeper than any other sign. Scorpio, have you ever asked yourself, why does it feel like I carry pain in places no one else even notices? It's not in your head, it's not weakness. It's written into your soul the moment you were born under the sign of transformation. You are the only sign ruled by Pluto, the gatekeeper of death, rebirth, and truth buried beneath the surface. And in ancient astrology, you also carried the fire of Mars, the planet of passion and battle. This is no coincidence. This is your initiation. Because while other signs may feel, you absorb. While others let go, you remember. And while most people experience pain, you merge with it. You don't just hurt, you become the wound. You feel betrayal, not just in your heart, but in your blood, in your bones, in the silence of night when no one else is listening. Why? Because Scorpio doesn't give love lightly. You don't spread your soul thin. You go deep, offering yourself fully to only a few. But when one of those sacred few turns out to be the one who cuts you, it doesn't just break your trust, it shakes your sense of reality. And when it comes from family, from the people you believed were your first home, the pain becomes spiritual. Suddenly, you question your worth, you question your voice, you wonder if love was ever real. But I want you to hear this now clearly. The pain you carry is not there to punish you. It's there to awaken you, to pull you away from false light and guide you back to the power they never wanted you to discover. You are not broken, you are becoming. The universe does not let a Scorpio suffer for no reason. There is always a deeper design, one that begins to reveal itself the moment you stop asking, why me? And start whispering, what now? Life lesson: not all pain is punishment. Some pain is prophecy in disguise, a message from your soul that says you were never meant to stay where you were betrayed. Part 2. A true story. When the knife came from family, I once sat across from a Scorpio woman. She didn't speak much at first, just stared at the floor, tracing her fingers along the edge of her teacup. But when she finally looked up, her voice cracked as she said, "My mother says she loves me, but she always compares me to everyone I'm not. She calls it motivation. But I feel like I've spent my whole life trying to earn a place in her heart, and I still don't know if I belong there." She didn't cry, not because she wasn't broken, but because she had learned to bleed in silence. Scorpio does that. You've learned to hide the sharpest pain behind the strongest face, to walk into a room filled with people who don't see you and still hold space for them. But what happens when the people you once called family become the very architects of your self-doubt? What happens when the love they offer feels more like control, more like shame wearing a smile? That's when something sacred breaks inside a Scorpio. Not your faith in humanity, not even your faith in yourself, but your willingness to pretend. Because eventually the Scorpio soul reaches a threshold, a moment where silence becomes unbearable, where the mask starts to suffocate, where you whisper in the dark, if this is what family feels like, then maybe I deserve something else. And you do. The woman I spoke with, she didn't storm out, she didn't scream, she simply stopped apologizing for existing. She set a boundary. She said, from now on, I will no longer fight to be loved where I am only tolerated. And that was the day her rebirth began. Scorpio, your pain is valid, but so is your decision to protect your peace. You don't have to fight to be seen by those who refuse to see you. You don't have to be loyal to someone's version of you that was built on guilt. You can love from a distance. You can forgive and still say, I'm done. You can walk away and still be the one who carries the most light. Life lesson. When loyalty becomes a one-way street, the most loving thing you can do is turn around. You weren't born to beg for space. You were born to create it. Part 3. When you realize blood isn't always family, there's a moment in every Scorpio's life when the illusion begins to crack. Not all at once, not with a loud bang, but slowly, quietly, like the sound of glass shifting under pressure. It begins when you sit across from someone you share blood with and realize you have to shrink yourself to stay in the room. You adjust your tone. You hide your truth. You brace for judgment before a word leaves your mouth. And then it hits you. If I have to dim my light to belong here, maybe I was never meant to belong here at all. Scorpio, the world told you that family is sacred, that blood is everything, that you owe your loyalty to those who raised you no matter the cost to your soul. But here's the truth that no one ever dared to say out loud. Blood makes you related, but only love makes you family. The soul doesn't care about surnames. It doesn't cling to traditions that break your spirit. It doesn't keep you tethered to energy that feeds on your silence. The soul is loyal only to truth. And sometimes the people the universe calls your family aren't the ones who share your DNA. They're the ones who show up for you when your voice shakes, the ones who stay when you're messy, uncertain, raw, the ones who don't need you to be perfect, just real. That's family. And once you realize this, you no longer feel guilty for walking away from the table you were born into, because you know now you are allowed to build your own table with your own peace, your own values, your chosen family. You are allowed to leave the house of pain and walk into the temple of your truth. This isn't abandonment, this is alignment. Life lesson. You don't owe your loyalty to a bloodline that poisons your spirit. You owe it to the version of you that's still trying to heal. Let love choose your family, not guilt. Part 4. Sacred boundaries, the golden circle of protection. Scorpio, once you realize not everyone deserves access to your heart, the next step is choosing who stays and who no longer gets to touch your energy. That step is called the sacred boundary. And for you, it's not just psychological, it's spiritual, it's ancestral, it's soul survival. You see, you weren't born to walk through life wide open, bleeding love onto those who only wipe it off like dust. Your love is sacred. Your presence is potent. Your silence, your intuition, your time. These are currencies the divine placed in you like jewels. Not everyone is meant to touch them. But Scorpio, because your nature is loyal, because you believe in depth, you often wait too long. You give too many chances. You whisper to yourself, maybe this time they'll see my worth. But they don't. Not because your worth isn't real, but because they were never meant to carry the vision to see it. And that is where the golden circle is born. It's not a wall. It's not punishment. It's a divine circle of energy drawn with intention that says, only those who feed my peace may enter here. It doesn't mean you stop loving. It means you start loving without losing yourself. It means you can say, I wish you well, but I will not be your emotional landfill anymore. I forgive you, but I will no longer play the role you wrote for me. I still care, but I now care for myself more. Scorpio, this is not selfish. This is spiritual maturity. And do you know what happens the moment you claim this boundary? Silence, stillness, and then a golden warmth begins to grow around you, not seen with the eyes, but felt in the soul. That's your golden circle, a force field built by God to keep envy, guilt, and manipulation outside. And once it's built, the only thing left to do is protect it. Life lesson. To love yourself deeply, you must become unavailable to the energies that once fed on your pain. Boundaries don't block love, they preserve it. Part 5. Sacred justice. When karma speaks for you, Scorpio, you've learned how to walk away. You've drawn your sacred circle. You've set the boundary, but somewhere deep inside, a quiet voice still asks, will they ever understand what they did to me? Will the pain they caused just vanish into silence? Let me tell you now, no action done in shadow goes unseen by the light. You see, Scorpio's silence is powerful. It may seem passive on the surface, but it's never empty. It's charged. It's intentional. It echoes across spiritual timelines. Because when Scorpio chooses not to retaliate, the universe takes that silence as a sacred signal, and karma begins to move. Not in rage, not in fire, but in divine accuracy. The very people who thought you'd always stay silent, the ones who twisted your words, used your loyalty like a leash, smiled while poisoning your name, they are now face to face with the one thing they never thought they'd meet, the mirror of their own actions. But here's the most powerful truth of all. You don't need to witness their downfall. You don't need to hear their apology. You don't even need them to see your growth. Because sacred justice isn't about revenge, it's about restoration. It's the energy that says, you may have tried to bury me, but I was a seed. And now that seed is rising, strong, rooted, unbothered, glowing with a kind of peace that no lie can disturb. Let them talk. Let them watch. Let them wonder how you're still blooming after everything they tried to do in secret. The answer is simple, because you were never growing for them. You were growing for the divine. Scorpio, you don't need their approval. You don't need to explain. Your life, your light, your rise is the only closure you'll ever need. Life lesson. You don't need revenge when your peace speaks louder than their betrayal. Karma isn't chaos. It's the balance that begins the moment you stop trying to control the outcome. Sacred justice doesn't ask you to fight. It asks you to heal. Part 6. The 21 Destiny Keys, your soul's sacred tools for rebirth. Scorpio, there comes a time in your healing when you no longer ask, why did this happen to me, but instead whisper, what power was trying to awaken through this pain? This is that moment. Because your soul didn't come here to be broken. It came here to remember its blueprint, to unlock the gifts buried inside you before this lifetime even began. And for Scorpio, the Phoenix soul, there are 21 sacred keys the universe placed within your path, not all to be opened at once, but one by one. As you walk forward breath by breath toward your destiny, let me share just a few with you now. Key number 1, intuition over noise. You were born with inner knowing. Trust the whisper before the world shouts. Your body feels betrayal before your mind can name it. Journal. This week. When did I ignore my gut? And what happened? Key number 2, the power of silence. Silence is not weakness. It's your sacred altar. Some truths don't need to be spoken. They just need to be lived. Practice this. Say less. Feel more. Watch everything shift. Key number 3, The purple flame ritual. At night, light a purple candle. Whisper into the flame, all that is not born of love, be returned to light. Let it burn away envy, shame, and fear still clinging to your field. Key number 4, salt and bay leaf cleanse. In your bath or shower, use sea salt and bay leaves. Feel the jealousy and ancestral pain washing away. Let the water become a sacred baptism. Key number 5, 3-column journal. Draw 3 columns. Dreams, emotions, events. Track how the universe speaks through patterns. You'll see you've never been walking alone. Key number 6, mirror work. Look yourself in the eyes every morning and speak, I am love, I am truth, I am light. Say it 3 times for 21 days. Watch how your aura begins to shift. Key number 7, gratitude magnetism. Each night before sleep, name 3 small things you're grateful for. It's not about being positive, it's about staying connected. Gratitude is the language of the universe. Key number 8, the legacy letter. Take 1 piece of paper. Write, in the next 5 years, I will become the person who. Write not what you want to have, but who you choose to be. Sign it, date it, fold it like a sacred contract. Scorpio, each of these is a key, not just a habit, but a ritual, a doorway that says, I choose my light, I protect my soul, I honor the divine blueprint within me. And when you activate just 1 key, the next one will reveal itself, and then another, and then another, until one day you look back and realize you didn't just survive, you rebuilt yourself with intention, with integrity, with fire. Life lesson, true healing doesn't ask you to return to who you were. It invites you to become who you were born to be. Every sacred key you unlock is a step back to your divine design. Part 7, the Phoenix Rise. When your destiny can't be denied. Scorpio, do you feel it? That quiet power returning to your chest, that steady breath, no longer shaky from sorrow, but rooted in something ancient, something unshakable. This is not just recovery, this is not moving on, this is ascension. You're not who you were when the wound first opened. You are not the version of yourself that begged for clarity or closure. That soul was a cocoon. But you are now flame. You are the phoenix. And once a phoenix rises, there is no going back to the ashes that once held you. The people who once questioned your worth, they can no longer look away. Not because you demand their attention, but because your light now commands presence without effort. You don't need their validation. You don't need the apology that never came. Your existence is the proof. Your peace is the prophecy fulfilled. Do you remember the 6 of Wands card? In spiritual symbolism, it shows a figure riding forward, crowned, seen, celebrated, but not because they sought the crowd, because they became the light. That is you now. The same soul they doubted now walks with quiet reverence. The same heart they dismissed now beats with sacred pride. Scorpio, let them wonder. Let them sit in the weight of their choices. You owe no explanation, no performance, no return to what was. Because your only direction now is forward. With your head high, your soul clear, and your power fully claimed. You are no longer here to be hidden. You are here to illuminate. Life lesson. When you stop seeking permission to shine, the world has no choice but to witness your light. Your rebirth was never meant to be silent. It was meant to set the sky on fire. Part 8. Your soul is free. Now, seal this moment with light. From the path to Buddha wisdom. Scorpio, take one last deep breath with me. You've walked through the fire. You've faced the silence of betrayal. You've chosen your light. And now, you are no longer defined by pain. You are defined by rebirth. This wasn't just a video. This was a ritual, a remembrance, a soul return. And if your heart feels just a little lighter right now, if something inside you finally exhaled, then know this: the universe heard you, the ancestors stood with you, and God placed his hand over your golden circle. You don't have to shrink anymore. You don't have to explain your boundaries. You don't have to fear being alone, because you were never alone to begin with. You were just waiting for this moment, this awakening. And now that it's here, I invite you with reverence to seal this moment like a sacred vow. Tap, like not for algorithm, but as a signal to the universe. I have chosen my healing. I have chosen my destiny. Share this message not for numbers, but to place this light in the hands of another Scorpio who's still bleeding in silence and doesn't yet know they are a phoenix too. Subscribe to the Path to Buddha Wisdom, not for updates, but as a soul commitment to never again abandon your light. Here in this final breath of the journey, I thank you with everything I am for walking this path with me. May your golden circle grow stronger. May your days be led by clarity. And may your name be forever tied to truth, to peace, and to the kind of love that never asks you to disappear to deserve it. Scorpio, your destiny has always been yours. Now, you are finally walking in it. Final life lesson: the pain you carried did not break you, it refined you. And from this moment on, you walk not in survival, but in sovereignty.